Do I look like her? No. I tried really hard. I did try. I forgot that she wasn't wearing the liner. She wasn't wearing the liner in the infamous coconut video, which I am hopefully obviously emulating. I think I was going more for this look, but I also failed that because I'm realizing my eyebrows are not blocky enough, which is fine. But I tried to overfill my, don't look too close actually. Tried to overfill my lip. Yeah, so she also doesn't do bottom eyeliner. I was going off of vibes, to be totally honest. But if it's not obvious, I want to talk about Young Dumb Honey Bun. I've been working on my portfolio a lot lately, so I have been listening to a lot of Amberlynn Reid content again. So it's really been on my mind, clearly, obviously, most certainly. As I've been listening to her, I haven't been going through reaction channels. I've just been watching compilation channels because I don't like a lot of reactors anymore. Probably because there's not like Zachary Michael doesn't react to Amberlynn Reid anymore. I have nothing against Jordy, but I've never really watched Jordy. Ankle. Sometimes I like to watch the Ankle because, you know, he's really funny. But yeah, so I don't watch a lot of reaction channels anymore. But I used to watch the fuck out of Young Dumb Honey Bun, okay? Okay, actually, let's start the timer because I don't want to ramble for that much more. So yeah, I used to watch the fuck out of Young Dumb Honey Bun because I think when Young Dumb Honey Bun was on the scene, was big in the scene, like big enough for Amberlynn Reid to like reference her and stuff, I think we had lost Michael B. Petty by that point to a fulfilling career. I think that by that point Michael B. Petty had moved on to the pastures of being a valuable member of society and left the rest of us behind to watch Amberlynn Reid on our own without our king. So yeah, I think by that point Michael B. Petty was either posting less or wasn't posting at all, or maybe they were contemporaries totally and completely, but I don't think so because I'm pretty sure I ran to Sarah Young Dumb Honey Bun to fill the void that Michael B. Petty left, okay? And the reason for that is because Amberlynn Reid needs some pettiness. And we didn't have Jordy. And if we did, he wasn't as big as he is now. And he wasn't, like, on Amberlynn's neck in the same way that he is now. We didn't have Jordy. We didn't have the Ankle yet. We didn't have... I think they're really the pettiest, actually. I think they're the pettiest actors of girl world. You know, we had Zachary Marie, who we love Zachary Marie, and I don't know who else was really big at that time. Maybe Jordy was big at that time. I don't know how long. I don't really remember how long Jordy's been around. Also, quick side note, I hope my face also looks as cakey as hers does. Although I think with the camera, this is how I always look. Anyway, oh yeah, I also tried to do some contour to make myself look skinny. Okay, I don't think that. But yeah, anyway, back to the point. So I moved to Young Dumb Honey Bun to fill the void that Michael B. Petty left, and I also liked Sarah because we had about the same level of understanding of psychology and human behavior, even though she allegedly had her master's and allegedly was a working therapist, and we had about the same understanding of the human condition. I also thought that she was much older than me. She's not. She's like, I think 2 to 3 years, probably. Yeah, 2 to 3 years older than me. So I thought I was watching like a 30-year-old, but also when you're like 19, like 18, 19, a 22-year-old you're like, that's 30 because you're stupid and you don't know any better most of the time. Anyway, and then looking at my little notes over here, I lost interest in her because I started to grow up and I started to see that she really didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. And she just was she was rather mean. Like, she was just mean, and I get it. It's like, well, you guys, I'm not part of this. I'm not a part of all that. But, like, reactors, like, reaction channels, like, well, they're all mean. Wouldn't you say? Like, they're all mean. They all make fun of these, like, fat women. Yes, but, like, not to the same degree. And not with the same sort of, like, guise of, like, being qualified to do so. And that's what I mean. Like, Sarah was really mean in the beginning, and then she had a point where she's like, I regret being so mean. And then she went back to being super mean again. So about the time when she started to feel safer and being much more mean again, that's when I checked out. Because even my mentally ill ass at the time, was like, I think we're being a little much to these fat girls, okay? And I forgot about her for a long time, and then I remembered her, and then I forgot about her, and then I remembered her again, and then I forgot about her, and then I remembered her and tried to find her channel, and I couldn't. And I was confused because I was like, oh, Like, I wanted to like see if I wanted to see if she had improved, because clearly she was not in the gorl world anymore, because I hadn't heard her referenced in a while. But I was like, what's she doing? Maybe like I just wanted, like, assumed that now her channel would just be an archive channel. No, that's not what happened at all. So her YouTube now is a lot of I think people have kind of decided that she's a grifter. I think that's like the best term that has been used for her, and I wouldn't necessarily agree. But she mostly makes content, or makes. I use that in the present tense, but she hasn't made a video in 2 years. So made is a better way to say that. She made content that was just like reactionary slop, essentially. I didn't watch the video, so I guess that's not totally fair. But I did watch her Why I'm Leaving, the infamous Why I'm Leaving the Left video. And that video alone just shows that her already kind of flat and dull commentary has just flattened and dulled more. As in, she hasn't really rounded herself out. She's just flattened herself and convinced herself that, you know, there's shadow there. If that makes any sense, if that metaphor made any sense, I don't care. We're moving on. But what I'm trying to say is that, and as I already kind of, I did that I already talked to myself about it because I was writing notes. Never mind. I was alluding to something that you wouldn't know about because I didn't talk about it. She can't form a thought on her own. That's what I wanted to say, as I now finally form that thought on my own, all by myself, no one holding my hand. Yeah, like, she doesn't have the ability to think for herself. And, you know, you would argue, it could be arguable that she never had. Because if her Amberlynn Reid commentary was not revolutionary. People were saying the same shit. Like, I remember that, and like, it's even worse because what she was saying was not even backed up by her own qualifications, because not only is she now she's now making like reactionary content, but she cleared her YouTube of Amberlynn Reid. No Amberlynn Reid to be seen. And I have to wonder if a part of that is because she was found out to be a fraud. And one thing about gorl world, okay? Let me tell you one thing about gorl world. Don't lie. Don't lie, and don't act better than the cows you're tipping, okay? Do not get on a horse too high for you. Don't get on any horse. If there's a horse around, run the opposite direction, because the moment that you start pedestaling, whatever, putting yourself on a pedestal above the content that you're making, above the people that you are making content about, baby girl, they're gonna find you. They're gonna find you. Because one thing about this community that I've noticed is that they are truth seekers in the worst way possible, by the way. But what I'm saying and what I'm alluding to is that I largely think it was the gorl world community that found out that Sarah, who was claiming to have had her master's and to be a practicing therapist, or to have practiced therapy in some shape or form, to be qualified to have an opinion on someone's mental health, I should say, that was bullshit. She has a master's of science, which is like, okay, slay girl. Allegedly, she got she barely passed, allegedly. Sources, trust me, bro, because I don't remember where I read it or where they read it, and whatever. Like, that's neither here nor there. Either way, she has a master's of science, which is not a practicing, it's not like a medical degree. It's just an academic degree, which, like, still slay. Like, I'm not gonna take that away from you, girl, but, like, you weren't qualified when you were out here acting holier than thou, making fun of a fat woman. So, you know, was never a therapist. And I think recently she was getting a PhD or applying to a PhD. That was 3 years ago. I saw that thread from 3 years ago. So maybe she's given up on that. I don't know. But what intrigued me so much about this, and like finding out about Sarah and what she's doing now, is that the universe of Amberlynn Reid, Foodie Beauty, Anna O'Brien, whoever you want to consider gorl world, it's such a fascinating phenomenon that the people who come to make reaction channels about them, they themselves are usually questionable characters. And, you know, sometimes it just seems like they made a channel making fun of fat women to make themselves feel better. And you know, I'm not going to put myself above anyone else, because I have made a video ranting about Amberlynn Reid, and I will make more. And even now I'm making a video being like, isn't it interesting that this fucking, the coconut oil girl is now a grifter? That she really didn't have any leg to stand on, and that while she was making fun of Amberlynn Reid, she herself was so full of shit and is actually not that intelligent herself. I don't want to say intelligent. She's not that intellectually ambitious, I'll say, herself. So, yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I think, actually, I don't know if I'll make a whole video about Young Dumb Honey Bun, because there's plenty of videos about her already, and by plenty, I think I mean like 2. And I think they're actually pretty good. I do think am almost positive Mika's Rhetoric has made one, and I know that not Gorl World Rachel Oates, I believe, made a video reacting to her Why I'm Leaving the Left, which that's a funny video. That's a funny video as well. But yeah, I thought it was really interesting that when the milkers get milked, low-cal reactors and Gorl World reactors, it's like you became a victim of the very ecosystem that you thought you had power in, which is just really interesting to me. But yeah, okay, that's it.
Baby girl, I'm in med school. I work full time. I have a degree. I have a whole-ass beautiful man by my side. I have a family that loves me.
I have a family that loves me.
My skin is clear. My makeup is flawless. I am living my best life. My hair is growing. I smell like coconut oil. I am living my best life.